morning. Good morning. It's good to see all of you today, whether you're joining us online or in person. For those of you in the sanctuary today, please turn the sound off any devices or turn those devices off altogether. Please also note that you can see the subtitles and view the chat during the Sharing from the Heart portion of the service on the screen in the front of the room. We also ask that you make sure your masks cover your nose and mouth while you're in the sanctuary. Last, for those online, I hope you find a candle or a chalice, and in a moment we can light them together. Thank you for your grace and adaptability. As you remember, it's about connection, not perfection.
Good morning. My name's Troy. I use he, him pronouns. And for our morning song this morning, we're going to sing Harry Chapin's All My Life's a Circle. You can find the lyrics for the song in the order of service or posted in the chat. We'll do a chorus and then 2 verses and then a couple of choruses. And if you know it, just sing along. And if you don't, it's really easy to pick up. So I invite you to rise in body and or spirit, and let's sing together.
Good morning. Welcome to the worship service of the Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We welcome each of you to this celebration of love and to this congregation. The OUUC community comes together in the mutual promises and possibilities of our covenant. We envision an interconnected world that is loving, just, and healthy. We commit to live out our mission to welcome and wonder, embrace and empower, bridge and become. We're so glad you are here. My name is Emmy Allen. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a member of the worship arts team. Leading worship with me today is our minister, Reverend Mary Gear, and Troy Fisher, our music director, and Alicia Martinelli, also on a celebrant. If you are new to OUUC, welcome. We'd love to hear from you. You can fill out our visitor card at the link in the chat, or please talk to a greeter. We are grateful for the many hands that have helped make worship happen this morning. Thank you to the ushers and greeters, the breakout room hosts, the tech team members, the youth staffing the nursery, awaiting the return of your younger ones, and all who contribute in so many ways, and the beautiful flowers by Tiffany Felch. After the service, everyone will have the chance to discuss reflection questions. For those online, we invite you to go into the breakout room for a virtual reflection circle. This is a chance with a small group to say hello and to check in. For those in person, please feel free to bring the reflection questions into your discussion, or if you want to join a group, you can gather here. The questions are printed out on the order of service. We hope you'll join the discussions wherever you are.
Good morning. As Emmy mentioned, I'm Alicia Seegers-Martinelli. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm co-celebrant today. There is a lot going on in this congregation and today in this congregation. Please join the festivities to help prepare for OUUC's 70th anniversary celebration and the installation of Reverend Mary on June 4th. Right after the service, we'll gather in person and on Zoom for reflection about what the installation of our settled minister means to us. Then from 2 to 4, we'll gather at OUUC for activities that express our hopes and dreams for our future. These items will be displayed at the installation and the anniversary celebration in June. And they'll be added to be contents of the OUUC time capsule for 2032. Stop by and share stories and build community. We'll also welcome Sarah Lewis back this week with her presence for the Thursday evening spiritual practice. Join Sarah, Reverend Mary, and Troy for reflections on the May spiritual theme of embrace. It's 7 p.m. on Zoom and in the sanctuary. We will celebrate the life of George Lanning this coming Saturday, May 7 at 10 a.m. The service will be in person at OUUC and online. You can find more information in the Tuesday update and on the website. We are counting down the days to the OUUC auction. Online bidding starts next Saturday, and you can register now through the OUUC website. You can also purchase tickets for the auction dinner. More details are in the Tuesday update. The auction is for everyone. If you need a little financial support this year, please contact Reverend Mary. And if you're able to contribute to the community fund, it will help make sure everyone can participate. There are many opportunities to stay connected in our community. If you have questions or need help, please check in with a member of the staff. Now, let us open our hearts and our minds as we prepare for worship. Welcome, everyone. It is good to be together. This morning and every Sunday morning, we join Unitarian Universalist congregations around the world in lighting a chalice, the symbol of our faith tradition. Please join me as we light our chalices together with these words by Sarah Eileen Lawal. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage. of our deepest convictions, to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hopes to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all that is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames, we rise.
Good morning. Our opening words are A Spacious Welcome by Sherry Woodbury. Welcome, who come in friendship, who long for genuine community.
May you be graciously received here as your authentic self.
Welcome, who come in curiosity, full of questions, or simply open.
May you embrace wonder and encounter new delights.
Welcome, who come heavy with fatigue, weary from the troubles of the world or the troubles of your particular life.
May you rest and be filled in this sacred space.
Welcome, who come with joy for flowing rivers, gentle breeze, for changing skies and great trees.
May the grace of the world leave a lasting imprint on you.
Welcome, who come with thanks for the altruism of the earth and the gift of human care.
May your grateful heart overflow and bless those around you.
Come, let us celebrate together this wondrous life.
Come, let us worship together.
Our opening song is going to be sung by the choir today. Made New with a New Melody by Kevin A. Memley for the beauty of the earth.
Today I have for us an experience of gratitude and connection adapted from These Hands Connect Us to One Another by Amy Bowden Friedman and Keith Cron. Also, I'd like to say gratitude to a good friend, Corey Jager, who is well-versed in disability justice. Not everyone has hands. And this is a blessing of hands. If you don't have a great relationship with your hands, if you don't have hands, if you are an amputee, or if you'd like, you can consider other parts of your body that you would like to embrace and bless. I invite you to become aware of your hands. You might look at them, touch them, rub them together, move them around to feel the air next to them, or rub them on something. Notice your hands, their warmth, their texture, their weight. Are your hands soft, rough? Do they have spots like freckles or from age? Are your hands stiff, sore? Have they been gardening or lifting boxes or typing on a keyboard? How many times have you washed your hands today? When you were a tiny baby, an infant, these same hands reached out for the nourishment of milk. If you are a child, these hands might have written your name on a piece of paper for the first time. If you are older, your hands did the same thing once upon a time. Our hands have wiped away tears, our own and others. Our hands have waved hello and goodbye countless times. Our hands have embraced loved ones. I wanted to share that my cat Pearl embraces me by slowly shutting her eyes at me. Lions do like neck rubs, all sorts of animals embrace in different ways. And we can do that too. Some people aren't comfortable touching. And that's an example of getting consent. Can I touch you? Hold up your hands. I invite you to do that. These hands connect us to one another. Look around you and see those who have experienced so much that is life, whose hands have done so much. Our hands have worked, are working, and will work to make the world a better place. Place your hands together, rub them together, or rub them against your body. You could do a little hug for yourself. Thank your hands for all that they do for you. And last, place your hands together and let's give a vow of gratitude. Thank you for sharing this gratitude practice with me.
Each Sunday, we express our gratitude by joining together in service to our community and to something greater than ourselves. The offering collected here does several things. Half supports the ongoing work of OUUC, which is also supported by our regular pledges. 44% of this offering is shared with an organization that serves our community in harmony with our Unitarian Universalist values. And 6% goes to the OUUC Ministers Benevolence Fund to help support those in immediate need. For the months of May and June, our Share the Plate recipient is Homes First. We have a video to share about their good work.
Hello, Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation, OUUC. I'm Shannon Miklich, Development Director at Homes First. Thank you for having us as a recipient for Share the Plate for May and June. Homes First houses 277 extremely low-income people each year in safe, stable, and affordable homes, and the ongoing support structures each household needs to remain stably housed. With your funding, we'll achieve this through our Tenant Service Navigator and Housing Program, which removes barriers for those who struggle most with barriers to market rate housing, specifically low-income and homeless veterans, adults with developmental disabilities, people in recovery, families, and children. Our Tenant Navigator connects household members to services when needed, arranges appointments, and assists with paperwork when necessary. A good example of what that work might look like is when one of our older tenants fell and broke her hip last year and reached out to our Tenant Navigator. Diana worked right away with our maintenance staff to ensure she could continue to stay in her home as she was healing. We installed a ramp and bars where she needed them, even before she was released from the hospital. Our mission is carried out by our 14-member board of directors, 8 staff members, and hundreds of passionate volunteers. We are working to house even more of our neighbors this year and are renovating a home in Tumwater for another Oxford home for women in recovery and a shared home in Lacey for homeless high schoolers to complete their high school degree. OUUC support is a vital part of solutions within the community. Thank you so much for your part in this work.
You can participate in the offering. You can participate in the offering by making a donation online through the church website or by texting the number that will appear on your screen in just a moment. You can also mail a check to OUUC or place your offering in one of the baskets. Each one of us and all of us together, by our commitment of time, energy, and resources, help make a real grand vision of peace and justice, love, and joy. May the offering now be generously given as it is gratefully received.
Thank you for your generous gifts. We came together in community this morning, bringing all that is in our lives, In this space, we draw on the strength of our community to hold all that we bring here with us. In this space, we share from our hearts what brings us joy and sorrow, what brings us worry and delight, what makes us afraid, and what makes us dance. Let's open our hearts to the complexity of life, our own and others. If you have something you'd like shared, please send it to me or send it through the OUUC website, and we'll bring it into the service next week. You will hear a drum beat as we share today. It brings into our awareness that our individual hearts beat, and together we create the heartbeat of our community. As we share, we place stones in the water, stones holding the complexity of our lives, placed in the water of community. So right now, let's just take a deep breath together. And let's open our hearts to receive the complexity of all that is in our lives today. We hold in love today the family and friends of Evelyn Greenberg. We celebrated Evie's life as a community on Friday, and we were blessed to have her family from all over the country join us. We are grateful for her life, her love, and all that she shared so generously with this community. Evie, may your spirit rest in peace. And Tiffany Felch recalled this week the significance of this, our 3-year anniversary together. April 28th was the day that Tiffany and the ministerial search team introduced me to this congregation as your candidate. And on May 5th, that's the anniversary date of your vote to call me as your settled minister. Thank you for the honor to be with you as we celebrate this time together. And happy May Day. If you are online, I invite you to share from your heart by entering in the chat. This is a time to share all that you wish, joys and sorrows and everything else that is shared from your heart. And for those in person today, I invite you to come forward if there is something you would like to bring into this community. Please come forward through the center aisle and return through the side aisles. You may place a stone in the water as you hold your sharing in your heart. So let's hear the heartbeat of our community as we reach out in love and care to all who share today. We'll place a stone in the water for all that has been shared from the heart, a stone holding the complexity of our lives, held gently in the water of community. And one more stone in the water for all that we hold in our hearts and that remains unspoken. I invite you now into a time of reflection, prayer, and meditation. These words are adapted from Amaret Calloway. Spirit of life and love, thank you for the gifts of life and love. Help us to embrace fully the sweet and the bitter moments of our days. Help us to treasure the times of abundance and to find meaning in the times of emptiness. Help us in our abundance to reach out to those who hunger of body and of spirit. And help us in our times of hunger to admit our need and to accept the caring hand of our neighbor. Amen. Let's hold a moment of silence together. Today, we explore our month's spiritual theme of embrace. This is one of the words in the new OUUC mission to welcome and wonder, embrace and empower, bridge and become. Embrace has two meanings. The first is to hold close, to enfold, to encircle, to enclose. It means literally to take to heart, as in a hug, in all the ways that we hug. The second meaning of embrace is to accept or support willingly and enthusiastically, to take up gladly. It means to welcome, to take to heart an idea or a belief instead of a person or an animal or a hug. To embrace involves our hands, our bodies, our hearts, and our minds. Today, we offer 3 readings that explore what it might mean for a faith community to embrace, as we say we do in our mission, as we aspire to do in our mission. These words invite us to embrace our past, our present, and our future. We begin with a reading entitled Embracing Our Past, words that I wrote as I reflected on the 70th anniversary of this congregation. We remember those who are no longer with us, who remain in our hearts and in our memories. We embrace their memory and the lessons they left us. We hold them in our hearts in this moment. We remember who we have been and where we have come from, what we have come through, telling the stories of what has been and what we dreamed of. We embrace all of our stories and all of our history. We hold all in our hearts in this moment. We remember that this land is not ours. It was inhabited by the first peoples who were removed by force, by disease, by laws that were not theirs. Yet they are still here. We embrace our neighbors as we share this land. We hold our neighbors in our hearts in this moment. We remember that we are of this earth, part of the interconnected web of life, a web that goes back millions of years to the stardust from which we came. We are embraced by the infinite web, and we are not alone. We are held by all that is in this moment. We embrace our ancestors. We embrace our history. We embrace our neighbors. We are embraced by the web of life. the circle of life and love embraces us all. Let's embrace a moment of silence together.
Joni Mitchell's The Circle Game, just the chorus. The lyrics are posted in the order of service and also in the chat. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted pony go up and down. You're captive in a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. And go round and round and round in the circle game.
As we embrace our past, we bring those memories and stories into the present. We are invited to embrace who we are with a litany of wholeheartedness by Don Shke Cooley. This is a responsive reading with the phrase we say together. The phrase is, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. So let's say that together. Let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because there have been times when shame has crushed our ability to be wholehearted. We let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we have not always had the courage to be imperfect. We let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we have struggled to have compassion for ourselves and others. We let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we have been afraid of our own vulnerability. We let go of who we are and embrace who we are. Because we are sometimes too scared to live authentically. We let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we want to be wholehearted people, confident in our worthiness and our belonging. We let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Let's embrace a moment of silence together.
Our final reading invites us to bring our past and our present into our dreams and our actions for the future. These are the words of Rebecca Parker. Choose to bless the world. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting. Any of these can serve to feed the hungry, bind up wounds, welcome the stranger, praise what is sacred, do the work of justice, or offer love. Any of these can draw down the prison door, hoard, breed, abandon the poor, obscure what is holy, comply with injustice, and withhold love. You must answer this question. What will you do with your gifts?
Choose to bless the world. The choice to bless the world is more than an act of will, a moving forward into the world with the intention to do good. It is an act of recognition, a confession of surprise, a grateful acknowledgement that in the midst of a broken world, unspeakable beauty, grace, and mystery must abide. There is an embrace of kindness that encompasses all life, even yours.
And while there is injustice, anesthetization, or evil, there moves a holy disturbance, a benevolent rage, a revolutionary love, protesting, urging, insisting that all which is sacred will not be defiled. Those who bless the world live their life as a gesture of thanks for this beauty and this rage. The choice to bless the world can take you into solitude to search for the sources of power and grace, native wisdom, healing, and liberation.
More, the choice will draw you into a community, the endeavor shared, the heritage passed on, the championship of struggle, the importance of keeping faith, the life of ritual and praise, the comfort of human friendship, the company of earth, the chorus of life welcoming you. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility. Waiting. Let's embrace a moment of silence together.
I invite you to rise in body and or spirit, and let's take a couple turns through Joni Mitchell's The Circle Game.
as our service comes to a close today, please remember that online breakout rooms happen next, and then the installation reflection will happen at about 11:30 back here. And then we hope to see you later this afternoon between 2 and 4 for the anniversary celebration festivities. If you have a candle or a chalice online, please join us as we extinguish our chalice here with these words from Sarah Lammert. Go in peace, embraced by the light and warmth of our gathering. Go in love, ready again to struggle on. Go in beauty, shining forth like a lamp of freedom. Amen. May we move in peace.
Together in singing our unison benediction.